that what we doing? We making wings?
You can in Alabama. Just you
That's
got you got to catch the chicken.
Because the chicken on the run.
Them niggas fast.
Now we on the run eating. Oh, you don't know about that?
No,
Not that era of nori. You probably know like bachata nori, like what he was doing. Like it was like Mexican EDM.
Yeah, I hated that. But I have listened to shit. What's the one? When he actually was rapping well.
Early in the game.
Yeah, I went back and did my homework.
The joint with Capone and Noriega.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's good shit. So, been meaning to tell you about this, and we haven't been in the same room together in a while. So my grandmother turned 90, and whether you know what, it doesn't matter whether I'm lying or not, because my mother's not going to podcast. Look, the lady started planning this party 2 weeks before the 90th birthday. So my first question is, how long
did you know this?
Did you know? Did you know that this lady was turning 90 on this particular day? All right. So, all right, fuck it. We start planning this party 2 weeks out. So I'm like, hey, let's have a call, me and you. Let's talk about what you want to do. And then let me like figure it out. And then we'll come back together and we'll execute. No. She wants to do everything herself. So she wasted about a week.
Yeah.
Driving to places.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah. Handing her resume in.
Yeah, like she's going to venue. Like the venue visiting, I'm not mad at that. But first of all, let's talk about this debauchery. She started with, hey, I want to throw this party for your grandmother for her 90th. And then she goes, do you think we could get Howard Theater? And I said, like the whole Howard Theater? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, all right, what I mean is, all right, just to put it in perspective. No, I can't even say that on here. I gave her the number that the Fillmore would have cost us in 2021. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this venue holds $800 less, but it won't be $800 less. Fair? But it also won't be like $8,000 less. Mm-hmm. And so she immediately got that plan out of the window and was just like, no, I meant like a table. And I was like, okay, for what show? Because like we haven't had the Temptations since we had the Temptations, and that was years ago.
Oh, man. You know what? You really should have been funny and had like your grandmother in there on like either like a ratchet night or
for like Cash Cobain
or like a drag night. That shit would have been hilarious.
I would have not lived to see the hilarity. They'd have threw me from the balcony. Nigga, what? Are you crazy? So we end up having the party at the appropriate venue, the Rec Center. Mm-hmm. She's 90. We don't need catering. We don't need liquor. We need a 30 or 40 person group here. Because you respectfully, when you 90, a lot of your niggas is dead.
Nah, facts.
So they not coming.
Yeah.
Right? So we got to fill this with a lot of family and later in life friends. So that's what we did. What I didn't know going into the day was, because the original plan was I was a part and the creator of the lie to get my grandmother to walk into a rec center for no reason. Because like, why the fuck am I at the rec at 90 on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, and if you're not doing that water aerobics, you ain't gonna be in there anyway.
They should make water parkour. That would be hard.
It's be a lot of water everywhere.
Splish splash, nigga. Anyway, so now the plan is switched, and I've been told to set the party up. Problem is, I'm not 100% sure what my mother, who will be this lady the rest of this conversation, I'm not sure what this lady bought. So now I'm in the rec room that I've never seen before, with bags of shit that I've never seen before, setting up for a party which things are being brought to that I don't know are going to be brought. And it's just me and wifey. It gets extra crunchy Because 10 minutes after we walk in and start setting up, the one white guest, you know it,
Shows up.
She's early.
Yeah.
I've never met this white lady before.
Gotta put her to work.
No, I didn't. I put her daughter to work. Nigga, if it was 40 people there, the next 25 got put to work. I had a balloon arch. I had multiple tables. I had to set up a fucking slideshow that I was still getting photos for the day of.
Yeah.
Motherfucking, I had to set up audio visuals.
Damn, when was the last time I set up a slideshow?
Nigga.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was a lot going on. I'm trying to set up for food that I don't know what's being brought. So I set up 6 hot trays with the shit under them and the water.
Yeah,
all
that's
that
it
shit.
is. Yes, that's the word.
All that.
Look at you, Andrew.
The little flame, the little
blue
big
flame
bucket with the water with the little bucket inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I did my job. Do you know that we only had 1 hot food, but we had 6 trays for hot food that I set up? So now I got to get rid of all this water. This shit got to cool off because this shit hot.
What was the one hot food?
Wings.
Everything else was just sides? So you had cold sides?
Girl pulled up with pinwheels.
Yeah.
My girl pulled up with
salad, a Caesar,
a coochie board.
Yeah.
My girl pulled up with a fruit tray, a cake. The only reason I used 2 of those trays is because I split the wings, flats and drums. Because my grandmother's a flat lady. I don't understand none of you people that do that, but y'all do your thing.
Yeah, I never understood that
don't
either.
get it. Just fucking eat the chicken.
Because when you go to
Are you here for chicken or not?
Because when you like if we
doing?
If it's like a difference between like a breast and a thigh, I understand that. But when you go to carry out, the whole wing is attached. I'm a thigh guy as well, but
eye contact when we talk about these thighs out here.
Yeah, man. Yes. But it's just like, yeah, but like if you go to the carry out, they're gonna give you the whole wing, and guess what?
You gonna eat it.
You're gonna eat it.
Shut up. I don't get it. I understand being like this one's a little meatier than the other or whatever. That's debatable, but I hear you.
Yeah, if you asking for specifically, I need all flats or all drums, you're just
you
being
need to be arrested.
You're just being an asshole. I really do, because like your experience isn't changing that much.
No. So we go on with the party. So birthday girl's supposed to get there at 3:15. I lied. Birthday girl's supposed to get there at 2:15 because we had the room from 2 to 5. It was 3 hours, which is a hell of a party for a 90-year-old.
Oh, it's ample time.
She slept for 2 days, but cool. We only had an hour to set up. Now, if you know anything about setting up a balloon arch, even with a pump,
I don't.
Even with a pump, you're gonna be hard pressed to get this whole thing built in an hour, unless you got like a one to 2 people knotting, or 1 to 2 people putting them on it, and 1 to 2 people putting them on the actual arch, because it's like a ring. It's a whole thing. So that went bad. We got that done like realistically after 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we're getting an influx of people, and now we're at about 2:30, and I'm like,
where OG at?
Well, she was supposed to get there at 2:15.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere to be found. The next problem is I've got a room full of family that I don't really deal with like that, and friends that I don't really deal with. Like, pretty close knit. Not that this is no disregard for these people, just being honest, right?
Yeah.
Well, that gets sticky because And ain't no beverages in this bitch. And the AC not hitting. It's 2 fans in here. I got rocking. But the AC not hitting. And I got old people in here. And it ain't nothing to drink.
So like no water, no nothing?
I may go to the water fountain.
Oh no, that's no good.
Or the vending machine. But I don't feel like that's right.
Yeah, nah.
So I pack it up. And I'm like, baby girl, come on. We going to the fucking grocery store down the sidewalk. So we walk from the community center to the Harris Teeter. When we start walking to the Harris Teeter,
Oh, yeah, in Bowie.
it's lightly drizzling. Now, mind you, I got a 16-year-old black daughter. In case y'all thought I was beige. So she thugged it out on the walk there. We go, we get a cooler, we get some ice, we get some sodas, right? When we are pushing the cart out of the grocery store, we see out the glass that is the front of the store that it is now pouring fucking raining. Now, it's my grandmother 90th, so I thought I had a pretty nice outfit on. Thought I looked pretty good. But I had left my button down in the function.
Mm-hmm.
So I had on a t-shirt and some chinos and some Stan Smiths. So we walked out, and my daughter, bless her heart, she thugged it. She let them bundles get wet. And we walking, and the bundles is getting wetter and wetter. And I looked at her and I said, do you want to cover your hair? And she said yes. So I took my shirt off. So now I'm walking through the city of Bowie.
Yeah.
Pushing a cart full of drinks and a wife beater and some khakis.
Yeah, you look on the wire.
I look like I look a wee bit homeless.
Yeah, you look on the wire.
Right.
What's my man? Bubs.
Like, come on, let's just get there. So we get there, we get everything inside. Ooh, now the t-shirt that I had to wear under the button down is drenched. So I can't wear that.
Yeah.
So now I'm walking drinks into the function with a do-rag on and a beater.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Why don't you take your car?
I didn't have it. My mother had it.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
She was just like, come on, let's just go. And then she just took the car. Because, again, I thought I was going to get my grandmother, and she switched the play.
Mm-hmm.
And when she switched the play, we only had one car, and she took it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was my question, and that was...
No, I get why it didn't make sense until it did.
Yeah.
But now it does.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm damp, do-ragged at the function, trying to get these beverages cool.
Well, at least it wasn't cold in there, because if it was cold in there, you got sick.
No, I'd have stepped out, but the beverages would have chilled faster.
Yeah.
And I'm more concerned about these older folks overheating.
The senior saints.
Yeah. But party went off pretty good. Birthday parties for elder statesmen in your family are one of the main places where you will see how people will jockey for position at the end.
Elaborate on that.
So there was so much. This particular picture wasn't in there, or this whatever. And I was like, I see where this is going. When she passes, whatever money everybody believes she has, y'all are going to do this same shit about it, because the party's not about y'all. It's about her. Forgive me if I'm accumulating and trying to get all of these pictures from 17 different sources into one place and I forgot some. But for you to call it out during the event,
crazy work,
when your pictures, respectfully, didn't include pictures of you and her. It included pictures of you and your family, which is fine. And I want to make sure that y'all are present in this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was conversation worthy, considering it's not about you.
Yeah. I can see that.
I added the pictures, though.
Yeah, it was... That's funny you say that, because when I went to my family reunion, and I got there late, because I got there... My flight was delayed, and so I got there. I planned on getting there in the morning. Flight was delayed. I can't do nothing about that.
You cannot.
I'm glad they delayed it, because it was for good reason. Like, some shit was fucked up. Fix it.
Yeah,
Don't find out while I'm in the air. Like,
I'd like to be safe.
yeah. And someone was like, "Well, you missed this, you missed all that." I said, "I'm here now. What? I can't change that. Like, what? Why does this matter?" It's like, "Well, you want to be in this for this," and I was like, "I really, this really doesn't matter. Am I going to talk to these people while I'm here? Because if not, there's no purpose of me even coming here in the first place."
You talking, and I'm listening because you're right. You 100% right. Like some people be so invested in what you got going on, right? But they not invested in you.
Cause they don't got no emotion. What
I wasn't even gonna say.
What nature say? They don't got bitches emotion.
They don't. You're not wrong. But it just be like a lot of times when you feel that tension of like they're way more invested in what you doing than what they doing, or they're way more invested in you thinking about your move and how it impacts them specifically than you are. And you generally need to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, no.
Because there's nothing you can do about that.
No.
Low key, this is like a broke narcissist. Because not like rich narcissists can pay people to care.
Yeah.
Broke ones have to, like Caitlin Clark, have to flop.
Mm.
You have to perform some form of a flop.
She's on the board
to get illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to create this moment of like, oh, that's what they were talking about to even have the actual moment you want. And a lot of times it doesn't pan out because people see through it because you telegraphed it, if you will. I say all that to say, my grandmother had an amazing 90th birthday, and she slept for 2 days after that.
That's tight.
Me and my mother have yet to have a recap conversation, and I think we shouldn't.
Yeah, I think it's for the best.
I think we should not have that conversation. I think we should just let it go, and we can reconvene when she makes it to either 94 and or 99. Because at this point, you get into every 5-year celebration. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm shit. We could do 92, 82. I don't care. But because they're so rare, she's in rare air already.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, nah, for sure. What's funny is when we were texting about your preparation for this event, I wanted to show up. One, so like I could help too, but I think I was out of town when
you were.
And then two, but I just wanted to show up just to see your grandmother's face because I feel like your grandmother's opinion of me is just so
it's fully shaped by me.
Yes,
and it's not even things I say. It's just you associate it.
Yeah, and so she thinks I'm like
debaucherous,
like a ruffian. Like it's like
if you ask my grandmother, I'm the worst drug dealer ever. Because there's no way I should be 40 and still hand to hand and on the street.
Yeah.
But the way she thinks about me is that I'm just on the corner when I'm not in the house. And I'm like, yo.
That's not what you're doing.
That's never the case. But if you listen to her talk to her friends, I'm in these streets 98% of the time.
That's the furthest thing from the truth, which is so hilarious.
Like, I'm a good young man for the most part. Like, I do some stupid shit every once in a while, but for the most part,
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think per capita, my stupid shit is relatively small.
I love that phrase, per capita, because it means so much.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be wilding like that. Like, she just make me out to be this maniac.
And then she sees me with my hair and my beard, and it's just
you got 2 earrings and cornrows.
And a nose ring? Oh yeah, she don't fuck with me.
I got my second ear piercing. My grandmother called me a faggot to my face. What do you think she thinks you are?
She thinks I dress like the Isley Brothers.
Nigga,
back
you
in
are
the 70s.
You are transgender. You got braids and 2 earrings? I don't give a fuck about that beard, buddy.
Yeah, and she seen me with the beads too. Oh yeah.
Beads? This nigga's cooked. So it's really your fault because you're not helping change her current state of thought. You making me sassy too. And I don't appreciate that. You know what? You got to go away for 18 months in her eyes.
It's been a while since I
She
seen her.
can't die thinking her grandson is sassy. Unless I was. Then it's like the right thought.
We'll take one of them earrings out, and then nigga, like,
You take one of them earrings out, nigga, wear it fro. Nigga.
I gotta take
Also, I realized
I gotta take my nose ring out too.
I have a poor I regret how much James Brown I've been listening to lately.
Really?
Cause the nigga's a woman beater. But the music,
He's a woman beater?
James Brown used to beat the fuck out women.
I had no idea.
James Brown just pretty much beat anybody up that didn't agree. Yeah.
No.
You thought just saying loud was only about being black and proud? He say everything loud.
I just thought he had beef with that one guy that stole his shorty.
That he was beating up.
I did not know that.
James Brown was debaucherous in that way.
I did not know he was beating women.
Yeah, James was handsy.
Man,
What's her name? Something Terrell, I think it was. The woman he was dating.
I don't know.
Was it Tammy Terrell? Is that the name? Something
I
Terrell.
just know the big payback. He had smoke.
Boy,
He had smoke. He said,
I'm mad. What?
he said he got sold
That
out.
song is, first of all, that might be the longest beef track that exists.
Yeah.
That song is like 7 minutes.
He said he got sold out for chicken change. How much is chicken change back in 1970, bro? That's like 32 cents. Like, it's just like
First of all, we live.
DMV, you know what time it is. None other than the Baseline Podcast presented by the Everyday Weekend. I am your host as always, Capo, feeling good, feeling great. To the left of me as always is none other than my brother and Young Mitchell we trust.
what's good? How you living?
I am sensational, man. I am happy to fucking be here. We had quite the hiatus, and that's okay. Been a lot of moving parts this summer. But we here.
And you know what? In all honesty, we needed a break.
I mean, we've been pretty consistent, so I'm not mad at it. I
Yeah.
want to be really consistent the rest of this year, though. Because I got some ideas on some growth ideas.
Yeah.
So we gonna do the Thug Thizzle. We've missed you. I hope you've missed us. There's a lot we could talk about, but I don't want to take y'all back in time. We'll dabble in a little bit of history as it is now, but we'll start with Jay-Z 30. The trifecta of concerts at Yankee Stadium has concluded.
Mm-hmm.
Reasonable Doubt was Friday. The Blueprint was Saturday. Extra Innings was Sunday.
Yeah.
From all accounts that I've seen, the show was immaculate the first 2 nights. The third night, there were extensive delays that Hov has come out and said were due to security risk that they wanted to tamp out before they started the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to respectfully say, okay, do I know that to be true? But could I see that being a thing? Sure.
Yeah.
I've worked in enough venues and shows to know that could be a thing.
They said Dame Dash put the call in.
I'm sure he did. With that being said, though, I want to start with the guest performances we got to see, which I think the pinnacle of would be B and Ree. I think it's interesting that 2 of the most prominent women in Hov's life names rhyme. As far as his business success,
I'd argue that him bringing out Nas on Reasonable Doubt is up there with that.
I'd argue back that I think the Nas appearance ranks above the Beyonce one, but not the Rihanna one.
Why is that? Well, I wasn't even putting it in any order. I was just saying it's up there with that.
I think the Ree one is bigger because the beef between Hove and Nas, we know has been settled for a while,
Yeah.
right? And they've been doing some like competitive shit, but nothing beef.
Like just some slight jabs.
Just some slight like I still think I'm great and you think you're great, so we're gonna meet at the table at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Like their casino deals over the last year.
Yeah.
That was a thing. So the other side of that is that Rihanna and Hove, pretty much since they were side by side, a lot of the Pantheon thinks that the reason Rihanna won't release new music is her deal with Roc Nation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Rihanna wants to give you niggas new music.
Yeah, I don't think she wants to either. And to be honest, at this juncture,
If I was her, I wouldn't.
I don't want new music.
Y'all
from
might
her.
get. I don't think I would give y'all a body of work.
Y'all get the, like we speak on all the time, y'all gonna get that Andre 3000 treatment if we do put out music. You get a verse a year.
I think
Figure it out.
sometimes we as fans push the bar so high for our favorite artists, it's unobtainable.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm an artist that realizes that, I might not even shoot the ball.
Yeah, it's like when your coach kills your confidence.
Well, I think Rihanna, Andre, Lauren,
Mm-hmm.
and those three are specifically the ones that come to me off the top of the head. That like, I don't think they can produce another body of work that will, as a collective, allow to be great.
Yeah, and prior to her last album, I would have put SZA in that category as well. But she actually put out a really good album, so I would have to retract that statement. But I wouldn't hold her to the, like,
if I was gonna add anybody, it'd be Frank Ocean.
yeah, he's never gonna give us any music.
He shouldn't.
Yeah,
Cause like what can he do after
15 years.
And like when you talk about Nostalgia Ultra,
Shit.
like that's just, that would have been rarefied air in Sam Cooke's day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just, he was in a different space.
Nostalgia Ultra, and then to follow her up with Orange, what is it, Channel Orange, and
Were
then
either one of those technically albums? Weren't they both mixtapes?
Channel Orange and Blonde were albums. Nostalgia Ultra was a mixtape.
Okay.
But even Blonde was super dope.
It wasn't received that well up front, but it grew.
Yeah, but when you're coming off of Channel Orange, so you can't really, like, niggas are gonna hate.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
So I say that to say, like, it's good music, but I don't know that we need a new re-album because I don't think we're gonna act appropriately
I don't
as a
want it.
community, as a species.
Yeah, I don't want it. Just keep killing it with the Savage Fenty and your other business endeavors, and
I'm with that.
yeah, like, it's, you got your money, you got out the game.
Get your money and get out the game,
Shout out-
game.
Shout out Sahai the Prince.
Nah, fuck Side.
For real?
Yeah.
What'd he do?
He never gave us more music.
I see.
And that's a problem for
see,
me. I'm
see,
just gonna,
but he might fall into that category we're talking about. You think he could do better than No Dope on Sundays? My answer is no.
no, but what I will say is, I don't think No Dope on Sundays belongs in a conversation with the people we're talking about. Like, we're talking about,
That's fair. I could, you know what?
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. You don't even
like,
have to.
people have made rap albums that good and come back with another quality project. It might not have been to that exact mark, but it wasn't like, if we use 2K scores, it wasn't like you were a 99 overall and then you went to a 76.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, now it's a 92. Fine. Even if it's an 89, fine. If your debut album is a 96 and you come back 85 plus, I'm still in.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't think that that's the case. And I don't think that's the conversation for Sci-Hi. I really, 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 because the problem with Sci-Hi's project was, as much as we love it, and we've been talking about it this long, so we're not lying about our feelings about it, at least.
Yeah, next year will be 10 years.
Right. But the problem becomes, there was no true hit single. Right? So at that point, we can't put it in the conversation we're having. Like, when we talking about not Erica, when we talk about Lauren had Doo-Wop. She had Everything Is Everything. I think Zion was a single.
Zion was on there, yes.
I'm talking about is a single. Like, they got pushed.
With Carlos Santana.
Yeah. Like, those three alone,
Mm-hmm.
Sci-Hi has nothing
That sniffs
to
that.
enter the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that even remotely got radio attention, let alone Billboard.
Yeah.
As a single. The album is great. I don't want this to sound like I'm shitting on the Sci-Hi album at all.
Because what would even
No
be
Dope on Sundays is fire.
Would it be the song with 2 Chainz? That would be like the quote unquote single, but that
that
still
was a
didn't-
2-part song.
Yeah, and then that didn't even.
And the second half is hard.
Yeah, and that's one of those songs that only get pushed on Shade 45. It's not getting pushed on.
Not on mainstream radio.
Not on FM radio.
Not at all. Where did the bottle end up?
It's on your right hand side, I believe.
You are correct. Continue, my friend.
But yeah, no. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I have to go watch. I didn't watch night 3. I live streamed night 1.
Okay.
I saw the recap of night 2 Sunday morning. I still have to watch night 3.
Okay. I can respect that though, because like you watched.
Yeah, because Reasonable Doubt, since I knew he was doing the entirety of the album, I had to hear Regrets. So
Rock a Block, Rockefeller.
yeah, that shit was dope.
While I can say in real time, Blueprint hit me harder, and like I listened to Blueprint maybe I feel like it was in May, like in its entirety. And the amount of words I know to that album is insanely high, considering I hadn't listened to that album in probably 6, 7, 8 years.
Really?
I knew so many words.
Mm-hmm.
Other side of that coin is I learned how often Jay-Z leaned on his Hove nickname as a hook.
Yeah. I mean, if it's working, don't
Like ROC, yeah, number 1 click, yeah. If you represent us, throw your diamonds up, yeah. That's the dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what the Blueprint was. Like, if we look at hold on, let's look at this. I want to look at how many tracks on the Blueprint had Jay's name in the chorus. And not like as an ad lib, but like as a true lyric. New single out too. Let's talk about it. Hold on. Where is the fucking album?
You gotta go hit all
Albums.
Yeah.
Reasonable Doubt should be a mandatory album in the Jay-Z discography. Okay. Even though I'm not talking about Reasonable. I'm talking about Blueprint. Okay. Best of Both Worlds Dynasty. Oh, that's right. They made the Blueprint a 3-piece now. The Blueprint Collector's Edition. I wonder, they should drop that as vinyl.
They you saw the $1,000 vinyl set?
I didn't.
Yeah, so it's every Jay-Z album. Not the shit he has with like Linkin Park and
Got it.
the
true albums.
Yeah, the true albums.
Okay.
For $1,000 for a band, you get every one of them
on vinyl.
Yeah,
that's not that bad to me.
It's not.
Okay,
it's not in my budget.
All right, so let's talk about the album. Disc 1, which is Blueprint 1, the original Blueprint. The Ruler is Back. Doesn't really have a hook. It's like, I am back, niggas. You're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Takeover. The Break's Over, nigga. God, yeah, that
Jehovah.
Yeah, we're not gonna count that one. We're not gonna count it, but that's 2 with no Hove references, right? Number 3, H to the Izzo. That one doesn't. That's on the other side.
Yeah.
So we 2-1. Girls, Girls, Girls. We're gonna make that 3-1. Jigga, Jigga, that nigga Jigga. We're gonna put that on the other side. It's 3-2. You Don't Know What You Doing. We're gonna let that be 4-2. Hola Jovito.
Easy.
4-3. Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City. 5-3. Song Cry. 6-3. Never Change. That's borderline. I never change. This is Jay every day. I never change.
I would say that's on this side. Yeah.
All right, so 6-4.
Yeah.
All I Need. All I Need. Some new coupe. 7-4.
Yeah.
All right, 7-4. Renegade. That's obviously 8-4. Blueprint. Mama Loves Me. I don't think there's a chorus on that song for real.
Yeah.
So we'll call that 9. And then Lyrical Exercise. Wait a minute. Wasn't Lyrical Exercise and Girls, Girls, Girls Part 2 bonus tracks?
Yeah.
So we're going to stop at 13. So it was 9-4. That's a lot of Hove in the choruses to me.
Yeah.
Considering the subject matter of this body of work.
Also, shout out to him bringing out Eminem and doing Renegade.
He did? I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard. Did Eminem smoke it?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm watching when I leave here. I did not know he did. I didn't see that clip. People didn't post that because they think M got the best of Hove on that song?
Yeah, he did. He did get the best of him.
Did he?
I think he did.
On Renegade?
Yeah.
Both verses? Because they had 4 verses. 2 and 2.
I think it was close. But I'm leaning more Eminem.
In hindsight, I don't know that I am. At the time, I was leaning Eminem.
Okay.
So,
do you know what? So, why you looked that up? My biggest takeaway from this weekend, we need something for Black Album.
It's not time yet.
No, but I'm saying when the time comes.
I dropped a Black Album, then I black out it. As the best rapper alive, nigga, ask about me.
We need something for Black Album.
Huh.
And the only person missing from this weekend, which is understandably so.
Yeezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that to himself though. Like we can't.
Yeah. No,
so,
for sure.
I can't. For some reason, I'm not getting the lyrics to Renegade on Apple Music, and I don't feel like going to Genius. But
inferior streaming platform, you go to Tidal, you can get it.
Where was I? Renegade. Renegade. I thought Eminem had 2 really good verses. But I often think about subject matter when I think about Eminem.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's rhyming words really good, but I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. And I think there were a lot of spots of that in Renegade.
Mhm.
Whereas Jay's verse maybe didn't come off as lyrically acrobatic, but it was still strong in subject matter.
Yeah, no. Cause Eminem is a lyrical circus. It's a lot of-
he's the Universal Circus.
yeah, and he's white, which is tight. That he's the universal soul circus.
He's a soulful man.
He not Barnum and Bailey. So.
No. Like I'm not necessarily with the whole invite the whites to the cookout, but Eminem can come to the circus.
Yeah.
He's for like front row.
Mm-hmm.
Contribute. Like you're the what's the word when you got you're the ringer. We put you in the crowd, but we gonna pull you out and you gonna do some tricks that no one's ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
and the crowd's gonna think that you're just some randomly talented white man.
That was a movie. The Ringer.
It was.
It's actually a fucked up movie. Like they couldn't get that movie off in 2026.
No, hell no. Hell no.
That
All right.
shit was so in hindsight, that shit was so funny.
So what do you think about all of the think pieces that have come out about the concert? The whole joint.
Not gonna lie, I haven't read any of them, so I don't have an opinion on them. But also, it's very rare that you respond to something unless within 24 hours, and that's your final decision, right? Unless it's something like very cut and dry.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't something that's cut and dry. Outside of this man sold out Yankee Stadium 3 days in a row.
Well, they're trying to tie that to like capitalism and the Target release of the vinyls and the Beyonce product being used to comb his hair out.
So
Like I've seen people comb out locks with like store-bought shit.
yeah, and
Not that Beyonce shit can't be bought in stores.
it is bought in stores. She has a hair care line, but
That's what I'm saying.
but also like, what does the vinyl have to do with selling out the show? I mean, the stadium.
What was the capitalism play where people were upset that Jay was using Target as a distributor because of the DEI?
Man, shut
Shit.
up, shut up.
A year or two ago?
People just want to complain. That's
I
all they
also
want to
agree
do.
to that.
They just want to complain. If you don't got $40 to pay for a vinyl,
Just
stop
say
it.
that.
Stop it. I got my Jay-Z vinyl.
I'm gonna get one, and you know where I'm gonna get it from? Target.
Yeah. Cause you know why?
It's gonna be there.
It's gonna be there. I
Because
got
of you niggas.
I got the cocaine white Jay-Z vinyl.
I don't even have to rush.
So it's just like, yo, just shut up. If you don't got your 40, if you couldn't get your ticket,
Well, let me ask you this: Do you think, as a distributor of product, it was a bad decision?
no. Why
Like,
would it be?
what's more ubiquitous than Target?
My thing is,
They got Target in the hood.
people still shop at Target, even though they're supposed to be.
You niggas are lying. You're not boycotting Target the way you say you are.
Nobody.
Because when I go to Target,
You see niggas.
I know y'all think I'm wrong, but you know who I see in there? Niggas. Y'all lying.
Y'all had a good run, but guess what?
Y'all lying.
Guess what? Them prices dropped. In this economy, you go for the cheapest.
Yeah, they rolled it back. They pulled a Walmart.
I was gonna say they pulled a competitor.
Yeah, they rolled it back.
Yeah, man. It's just also people always try to find a way to complain about Jay-Z. And like, I get it, he's a billionaire. But guess who's also a billionaire? Beyonce. Y'all don't complain about her.
No, they protect Beyonce at all costs.
Yeah, exactly. So shut up. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
Is a ding-a-ling a bullseye?
Excuse me?
Is a ding-a-ling a bullseye?
I'm gonna say no, but I don't even know what the context of this is.
Well, if we got two billionaires working side by side, and only one of them gets shot at, the differentiation mark would be a ding-a-ling.
Nah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a slippery slope, right? Especially with these these Beyonce people.
Mm-hmm.
And I want no problems.
Man, I just remember late to Beyonce fans thinking that
they were coming of age. They
were also like making Jay-Z the bad guy. And I was like, okay, I get it that when you discovered her, he cheated. But
he also got his ass whooped. So it's just like,
he got punched by her sister.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say that was an
ass whooping. Yeah, that's
a little egregious.
But
also
let them tell it though.
Nah, she beat the shit out of that.
Yeah,
man.
let them tell it.
That's girl math though.
Combination.
I said that to somebody the other day, and they looked so offended.
That's girl math.
Yeah, they said something, and they realized they was wrong. And then I was just like, yo, I was gonna let you get your girl math off. And then they was like, ugh. And I was like, you know you was wrong. Why are we acting like this?
Yeah.
Like the whole joke of girl math is that it doesn't actually make sense.
Yeah, like girl math.
Girl math makes sense for the woman involved.
Girl math and girl dinner.
It's a spot in Philly that has girl dinner.
There's one here too.
It's a Caesar salad in an oversized martini glass
with some fries
and some fries.
They got one here too.
Yeah, that's not enough. It's not enough. You put some chicken in that salad, we could talk.
Yeah, but you got to pay extra for the protein.
That's okay.
Yeah,
because I'd rather have man dinner.
Yeah,
you can put that shit in a fucking
on a plate.
Nah, you could put it in a rocks glass.
What's man dinner then?
An oversized rocks dinner. Oh, okay. So man dinner is an oversized. No, it's a fucking beer mug.
Yeah,
full of steak nuggets.
Yeah,
and a rocks glass with mashed potatoes and gravy in it. Because that's way more base than lettuce, croutons,
a light dressing,
and what is it? Because it's and French fries.
Yeah,
no, it's steak nuggets.
That's an appetizer.
Steak nuggets, and they got cowboy seasoning on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Because it's the same thing. It's like 2 glasses full of shit. But one is going to make sure we make it home tonight. The other is going to make sure we call someone.
That mashed potatoes and gravy.
That'll do it. Yeah. Plus the steak.
Is it a black establishment that is making this gravy? That's a big difference.
Well, I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Because then they're going to make it from the sweet nothings that were left in the pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
After they cooked the steak.
The glaze the pan.
Hey, listen, ain't nothing but flavor in there. Them brown bits.
Yeah.
That's what they be telling you.
Yeah.
Every video. They be like, nah, scrape that flavor off the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's true. Also, I've been watching a lot of Emeril Lagasse on Netflix. He got a cooking show on there.
Oh, he back?
My nigga, listen.
He back?
I didn't realize that Emeril's actually from New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's my nigga name. Because now I get him so much more. Like, I thought he was faking it. He's actually a nigga. He's an Italian nigga.
Yeah.
I love him. And so I watched him with a plethora of guests on his new show. I watched like 3 episodes. And they were all over the place. And
is he looking like older?
Yeah, a little bit. But like in a good way.
He's aging
like
well.
Stately.
He's aging gracefully.
Yeah, he's not portly, he's stately. It's different.
Yeah, he got the Tony Soprano.
Yes. And so he made this nigga a nigga. He made a andouille sausage crusted redfish. He crusted the fish in sausage.
That's crazy. Because here's the thing. I would like to try that, but I'm allergic. So But
incredible.
so what is, you know what? I'm gonna just watch the episode.
Get off my fucking camera, Merlot. God damn.
I'm gonna just
Or
watch.
grab a mic, one or the other.
She's not gonna do that.
I know.
She's gonna.
She ain't got no thumbs. Nigga talking about, I know too, nigga. She ain't got no thumbs.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna watch that tonight. We'll watch that tonight because I paid my $20 for Netflix, so I don't have ads. First of all, why is there even ads on Netflix? What happened to? See, this is
They needed more revenue.
This is capitalism.
But also, they were probably trying to compete with the Paramount Warner Brothers collab that's now being sued by 12 states. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, but I knew that was coming because I knew that merger was. I knew that merger was crazy. You know how many lawsuits that Trump has open?
How many? Is there a cap on how? I feel like if you have 10 lawsuits open at a time, you should just go to jail until all this shit gets settled.
Yeah, but the thing is, here's the tricky part with him. Half of them he's the defendant, and half of them he's the plaintiff. So it's just like,
because he's suing back.
Yeah, I think suing the IRS is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. From the president.
You know, I hate to advocate for him. It's like when the women be on Threads and they be like, I hate to wake up and have to defend men, but
see, but I think your real problem is that you be on Threads.
I love Threads.
That's a lawless land.
No, Twitter's a lawless land.
No,
Threads has law.
No, Twitter has.
And black women wrote the law.
Twitter has law.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Unless you're talking about Caitlin Clark.
Or Trump.
Yeah. Well, Trump has his own social media network.
I know. That doesn't mean that they're not lawless on the other platforms.
Oh, you know Trump has a speech this week.
Where?
Thursday, 9 p.m. You gonna tap in? You gonna
that worked. That was player.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You gonna tap in?
I haven't watched the Trump speech.
I watched all 45 minutes of the Trump speech on 4th of July.
I think if I was
amazing.
tipsy, it would make me laugh.
I was drunk, so yeah.
On the 4th of July, I don't think I told you this either. My 4th of July went shitty. So I went to Philly, and I was expecting to see
The original Capitol.
Correct. I went to the
You did tell me this.
OG Cap. I went to OG Cap, and I was expecting to see Christina Aguilera, Jill Scott and the Roots Crew,
Jilly from Philly.
State Property, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff, Meek Mill, Seal, and Infinity Song, and whatever the fuck else happened, I was with it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see nothing. So, me and my lady, we grilled. I grilled hella food. We did skewers. We did vegetables. We did seafood. We did a good plethora of food. And we staged it. So we did a little bit now, wait an hour or so. We grilled some more shit, wait an hour or so. Like, we did it like that. So by the time we were ready to go to the show, it was about 8-ish. Got us an Uber down there. We get into the mix. It's hella traffic. But we get down there. Get out the car. We're like, you know what? We should get one more beer before we walk in here and pay $20 for a Bud Light that we don't want. Or Budweiser. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever they selling in here, we probably don't want the beer.
Yeah, don't hand me an Anheuser Busch product.
I'm good.
That's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
All right, so we get down there. We have a beer. We walk out the spot we're having the beer at.
Mm-hmm.
It's a minuscule drizzle at this point. Like, almost nothing to talk about. And we're walking toward where the show is. Now, where the show is a pretty open area. that puts you like 2 to 3 blocks from any building or covering.
So in reference to where we were at for Roots Picnic, is it close to that or a different part of the city?
I feel like that's the middle point between where we started and where Roots Picnic was.
Okay.
It's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there, we walk out to where the show. We're strolling, it's a light drizzle. We're like, we're good. We got an umbrella, Gucci. Strolling, la, 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 la. And then the lightning strikes in the air, right? So we see that the whole sky lights up and it's daylight. And I don't know if you guys know, but when you see lightning, if you count the seconds to when you hear it strike, that's how many miles away it is.
Yes.
Didn't have a chance to think of counting. The sky lit up. It felt like daylight in downtown Philadelphia. And then I heard Shamalaya. And I said, oh shit. And then before I could get the whole shit out, it went from a drizzle to multiple shower heads at once. Like full pour rain and wind. Felt like a hurricane. But we're in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere close. Everything we got to go to is the same distance apart from us. But nothing's closer than the other. So we're like, fuck it. Let's just keep going. So we keep going, trying to get toward the stage. In the process, we see a tent where there was a water refill station. We run up under the tent. There's like 6 other people under there. They welcome us with open arms, but not a lot of space.
Yeah.
Our backs are still getting showered.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm like, hey, look, my shoes are pushing water through my toes when I step down. All right. I got on basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I couldn't be dressed lighter. I'm soaked. How are you feeling? She has on a bodycon dress that's leopard print. So she almost looks like a video vixen because her hair is all wet and tousled. She got the skin tight dress on that's wet. Nope, don't like that either. We need to get the fuck. So at this point we decide, well, we're wet. Fuck this umbrella. Let's just walk. So we're just walking in the rain, getting drenched. And we finally find our way 2 to 3 blocks outside of the concert. But now we're like, well, we're soaked, which we've been even under the umbrella. Mm-hmm. So we're not about to continue this night anywhere else either.
Correct.
So we go home. We go home, pack it in, have a drink, watch something. Then around 2 something, we notice that Will Smith is performing where we were. And so they reconvened the concert. And he was getting jiggy with it at 2:12 a.m. or some shit.
Yeah.
So it was fucked up. It was fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fucked up. But we survived. But nah, that wasn't ideal at all.
Yeah, nah, so it was not a similar experience, but we definitely had a delay down here in the city. Fireworks didn't start till midnight.
They were planning to start around 11 something though.
Yeah, but what's wild is they had everybody at the little fair they had downtown. I call it the fascist fair, but
ooh, the FF.
Yeah. What's my man? Oh, it's science other than enough. But yeah. So they kicked everybody out like around 8:30, 9 o'clock because it was lightning in the area. It only rained for like 10 minutes, but it was lightning in the area, so you can't just have people out there.
Yeah.
And so what was so wild is how white people are always like revert to like black spaces. A lot of them went and sought shelter at the African American Museum.
I heard about that, and I love that.
I thought that was wild.
You should have kept them on the first floor.
You should have denied them entry.
Nah. Nope, not for me. For me, you stay here and look at what your ancestors, because the first floor is the worst part
Yeah,
of the African American
after I've been back.
It is tough. It is a tough walk through.
Yeah, I've been back to the African American Museum. I haven't been back to that first floor.
Like, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to stomach that whole first floor.
And the crazy thing is,
It's rough.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like, as harsh as that is, I feel like it's
not even a half.
I feel like it's worse. I feel like it's way worse.
I agree, but I don't want to do it again.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
Like, I did that. I was on a date too, and I won't say, because it wasn't like early in a relationship, so I won't say it was like I planned it, she planned it. I think we just was like, we should go see the museum, and we went, but it was a date. Things have never been drier.
Yeah, it was funny. My first time I went, I was at my internship, and my boss had tickets, and so she was like, "Hey."
I don't even like that concept.
It was a black lady though, so
No. Not that she had tickets and she offered them to you. I don't hate that part. I hate the concept that there really are no other museums in DC that you need a ticket for.
That's not true. You need a ticket for the Hirshhorn.
That's not a Smithsonian.
I thought it was.
Maybe it is. You can correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm saying is the major Smithsonian museums in DC, the original Air and Space, the American History, the Holocaust Museum, or the Jewish history, whatever they call that joint. Most of them joints down there on Independence and Constitution, you don't need a ticket or appointment.
You need, for the Hirshhorn, you need an appointment for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Hirshhorn is a Smithsonian as well.
Okay. But it's not one of those to me, because it's not any of the other. Like, I'm telling you, most of that, 90% of that shit up and down.
Yeah, I know the Native American Museum, you don't need a ticket. You can just waltz in there, bitch. And
You don't need it for any of that shit. The fucking Arboretum, the fucking Smithsonian.
Yeah, the Arboretum, we used to go.
Indian joint, the American, like all of them joints.
I will say.
Air and Space.
Nah, you need one for Air and Space.
The new one. Not the old one.
I don't know. I can't.
When the Air and Space was actually on, what was that, Independence or Constitution? You didn't need it. We were walking there with a whole summer camp, unannounced.
Okay.
I'm
not arguing with you.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, but like I've seen like Holocaust, because they have so many tours, because people want to be guided. They don't want to read. They have some shit where you can schedule an appointment.
I'll never go to that one.
That's too much for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I expect in the Holocaust, or the I think it is the Holocaust Museum.
No, it's the Holocaust Museum. Yes.
Yeah, what I expected in there is what I got on the first floor of the African American. Was it African American History Museum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's the first floor. And that was too much for me. And I was just like, there's no reason for me to go do that again.
Yeah.
Because it's a different form of slavery, but it's slavery and homicide.
Genocide.
Yes, that's the right side. Well, that was kind of fly. In a weird way.
Could be dangerous too.
Yeah, I just didn't like that shit. Look, I was gonna talk about the Chris Brown and Usher Raymond tour, but I don't care anymore. I want to go half a bar because we got a lot there too. I'm gonna find the drop because I'm looking for it, and that's usually how things work. There we go.
You only get half a bar.
All right, so let's talk half a bar, Brody. We haven't barred halfly in a while. I'd like to start with T.I. and his new album, Kill the King. And I'd like to hear your thoughts because me as an old nigga, I enjoyed the album. I thought he's rapping at a very high level. I thought the production was really good. And I thought the subject matter was appropriate for a 40-something man. But I'm also not a 30-something man. And I'd like to know how they feel because I've been seeing a lot of posts that were like, this is the AARP album of the year. And I don't think T.I. belongs in that category. And I also don't think that, like, we need to make senior citizenship
A bad thing.
the bid.
Yeah.
Like, we all want to live that. Well, we should want to live to see that.
Yeah, so my only thing with this project is that is a terrible sentence, but I would just say I didn't really care for it. He rapped well. I am not taking away from his rapping ability because he rapped well. He rapped better than a lot of these young niggas, for real, for real.
I'm about to say, if nothing else, I could say that the rapping T.I. did on this album, if nothing else but that, whether you like the song as a whole or not, his rapping
He rapped well.
displayed has to have him top 5 this year. At this point in the year, in most years, I would want to say top 10, but I don't think there's 5 albums better from a how you rapped perspective this year.
You know, I agree. He rapped very well.
He was rapping so well, like super veteran, no wasted movement. Like
See,
what?
but so for me, I feel like this is one of those albums that like I'll listen more to next year
Okay.
type shit, because another example of that, and like, was Freddie Gibbs' Alfredo 2. I listened to it a few times last year. I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, I fuck with it. But I don't know what happened around my birthday this year. I put that on while I was on my flight to Boston. I haven't stopped listening since. So I feel like it's one of those like, all right, I'll catch on later. But T.I., he didn't waste a bar. He rapped well. It's just maybe I'm not in the mood to listen to this at this juncture.
I care that. You might not be there yet.
But I have to give credit where credit is due. He's rapping really well still.
Like cadences, delivery, flows.
And I think I really
he's
think that
going crazy.
I think that time away from rap helped his game. When he did that comedy bit, grew his hair.
And I think that the way that was received for a nigga whose creative endeavors have been received with such open arms for so long gave him the battery in the back he needed.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
He's an actor. He's a rapper. He's a writer.
He had a radio show.
He's a podcaster. He's a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot.
He's done a lot.
But
And he's only like 44, 43.
That's what I'm saying. But sometimes the essence of who you are will center you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what happened here.
Yeah, he got back to his roots.
Yeah.
And it's a good album. It's a good album. I feel like in October I'm gonna really fuck with this album. Like I don't know
It feels
why.
a little fall-y to you.
Not even that. It just feels like it's just not what I want to listen to right now.
There's nothing wrong with that. I get it.
But you could acknowledge that he's rapping well and that he's put out a good body of work.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I wouldn't even mind going to the show. After seeing what he did at Ruth's Picnic, I would go see that.
I'm definitely going to see a T.I. show. Like a full T.I. show? Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
Unless he does an arena, then I'm not. But whatever.
Like, so what's the cap? Like the Anthem, Warner Theater?
Anthem.
I think the Anthem is an appropriate spot for him.
If he goes past Anthem, I'm not coming.
But what's past Anthem? Cap One?
Yeah. Or he could do
What's the joint in Baltimore? CFG.
CFG, Cap One, Northwest Stadium,
I'm not going to Northwest Stadium to CTI.
or the joint in Southeast.
Audi.
No,
Nats.
no. The ladies' gym.
Oh, ESA.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the name. I'm not calling it Care First, but
No.
it's
'Cause
ESA.
I never cared first.
It's ESA.
Listen, I want to talk about some more new music real quick before we get up out of here.
We gotta do sports section before.
No, we're definitely gonna go. Headphones, I didn't hook up a second pair, but yeah. Hey,
If you play with Joe Pun or any of these Spanish niggas coming up in this game, your ass was getting handed to you.
All the way in Rome, I can still smell it. Out of my coast, we can still smell it. We out in Dubai, I can smell it. Kilos out the plastic, I can still smell it. Glass pipes burning, I can still smell it. I still smell it. If it was cooked in my kitchen, they'd call it by my name. Most of these rappers say they shit like mine, but they do not feel the same. Ooh la la la, it's what the fiends scream. This MJM Prince, the supreme team. Indoor pools filled with cocaine. Fiends dancing in line like a soul train. I hustle like a pastor's plate. We taking offers. Your bitch took the masturbate. She can't come off of this. The life that we chose to make. Pies that we chose to bake. Life with no parole. Time that we chose to take. Handing out turkeys surrounded by all the killers. And all the corner boys got gifted to chinchillas. You had to be there. That's word to Al B Square. It's foul how I robbed the whole gym. No referee there. Marty Supreme, how I pedal that dope. True story, made 100 million over the stove. It's crack.
First of all, we live.
All the way in Rome, I can still smell it. Out of my coast, we can still smell it. We out in Dubai, I can smell it. Kilos out the plastic, I can still smell it. Glass pipes burning, I can still smell it. I still smell it. If it was cooked in my kitchen, they call it by my name. Most of these rappers say they shit like mine, but it do not feel the same. No.
I don't really think you would do it, you gotta show me. When niggas lose track of the time, throw them a rollie. In case we gotta commit a crime, go get a Stoli. A OG, I'm more like Juan than Ananobi. B.I.G., Frank Matthews, a splash of Kobe. Bruce Lee, Muhammad Ali, half Shinobi. I've been obliterating niggas for years. Is this about a verse or is this about a career? Ask around, they tell you I'm the career repo. New York love me like when Mitch hit a pair of free throws. I was selling dope when they used to call it P-Blow. Fuck rap, I'm just happy I ain't catch a Rico. Hear it, then you hear it again and it hit you more. The flow sick, but you wouldn't know cause of HIPAA laws. Before we used to go to the table, we hit the stores. Hit the stamps, Carvel spoons, go get the straws. Summa cum laude, heroin diploma. Know me, I get excited off the aroma. Toma.
All the way in Rome, I can still smell it. Out of my coast, we can still smell it. We out in Dubai, I can smell it. Kilos out the plastic, I can still smell it. Glass pipes burning, I can still smell it. I still smell it. If it was cooked in my kitchen, they call it by my name. Most of these rappers say they shit like mine, but it do not feel the same. No.
what we doing? Fat Joe, Jadakiss, Stove God, Cooks. That track is called The Aroma, produced by Cool and Dre. Y'all gotta stop fucking playing.
Cool and Dre, that's dope.
Y'all gotta stop.
I didn't know it was produced by Cool and Dre.
Y'all gotta stop fucking playing, man. Unbelievable bars. That was amazing. I want to get into sports. Do you want to talk Caitlyn, or do you want to talk AJ first?
Oh, we gotta talk AJ first.
All right, let's talk about it. The Wiz kids.
Man,
have been on a historic run, if I do say so myself.
Man.
Not from a winning standpoint, but from a managerial standpoint, I'd say. Right? We made some exquisite moves over the last year. We somehow found ourselves in contract ownership of Ice Trader Game. We also found ourselves in contract ownership of the Crippled Big. And then most recently, we won the number 1 draft pick. And we got AJ DeBonster.
That was good. That was a good pronunciation.
You know why? Because I spelled it like it sounds on
Yeah.
on a dry erase board. But if you put the word in front of me, his actual name, I'm gonna fuck it up. But that says DeBonster, and I can do that.
And like the only thing that you would miss is I'm not gonna expose you, but yeah, you only
tell
want.
them what I wrote. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you only gotta switch the
The A with the Y.
yeah, and that's how you spell it.
So it's DeBonster.
Yeah,
DeBonster.
but you know the Jamaicans, the Wagwans,
DeBonster.
yeah, patois.
DeBonster.
The patois.
Them niggas speak high.
Yeah.
Everything in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like goddamn
Island
juvenile
time. Island time.
Yeah. Slow motion for me. But anyway, I'm excited about it. He's up there with O Solo, the most electrifying.
I forgot about Solo.
Look, we record this show weekly, but I'm really only here to get a reaction out of this nigga.
That shit is funny. I forgot about that nigga.
Yeah. The most electrifying.
Bro, he just be saying anything.
He's one of my favorites.
Bro, that nigga's hilarious. It's probably because I was in Philly for fucking Roots Picnic. It was like 3 weeks. I just got O Solo videos.
He's from Jersey. Don't do that to Philadelphia.
It's close enough.
All right. That's true too.
But he was battling a lot of Philly niggas.
Yeah,
So,
nah. He battled Ines
yeah.
a lot, a couple times. I fuck with it.
But yeah, no. But back to my Wizards, man.
Back to the method at hand.
Listen. I just want everybody to know I still have my list of names of all of you that laughed at us when Bam got 83. I still have my list of names of people who told me you got to give up on the Wizards. You said your loyalty is commendable, but you got to do something different.
They did.
But guess what?
Now
Look at us now.
young Aj is here.
Bro. Man, it's what a time. What a time. Because here's the crazy part. People are talking about AJ in Summer League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trey Johnson dropped 26 on an ethical 11 from 20 from the field.
He dropped that ethical 26 on y'all.
Bro, it was so good. It was just like,
It wasn't even debaucherous. He wasn't pulling up from half.
and the crazy thing is he was pulling from half and he was making them.
Oh, well, then that's different.
But that's his game. And so here's the crazy part.
That man pull up 2 steps over the line like,
No, dead ass.
that's what I do.
It was volleyball line threes. Yes. But that's what Trey Johnson does. And now
But that's debauchery.
but here's the crazy part, right? All the young Bulls, I don't know what offseason program Will Dawkins had them on. I appreciate it. Everybody gained weight. Trey Johnson up 10 pounds. Keyshawn George up 15. Bilal out here in fucking FIBA ball, strapping up everybody and shooting threes.
Yeah, nah, you got a Griselda. I love
the
it.
Wizards. The Wizards are they're going to be a playoff team. They're going to make it at least to the second round.
Bruh.
All I want to do for my birthday next year is go to a Wizards playoff game. That's all I want to do.
Let's do it. That's our birthday.
Yes.
Listen, I'm with that, but I want to commend the women in my family because they understand that
Yeah. Means
means I gotta take a shit,
Yeah. But
and they get it
you
at a
know,
high level.
But here's the thing, though, man. I appreciate that tangent. There's a good tidbit.
Yeah, nah, you keep going.
But
It just the what you were saying made me think of.
yeah,
And I was like, them niggas hitting shots. People should know
and
that you can use that to say I got a shit.
and Will Riley, he was, and this is how I know our front office. This is not the front office that I grew up with.
No,
This is the new front office.
no, it's a different ballgame.
Because the Utah Jazz, they really wanted AJ because they're
like they BYU players.
Yeah, BYU, and they paid for him to go to Utah for prep school, right? So yeah,
Is that legal?
yes and no. But here's the crazy part, right?
Skirting the line.
Here's the crazy part, right? So last draft, Ace Bailey wanted to come to DC, but Danny Ainge was like, "Nah, I'm gonna take Ace Bailey," and so we got Trey Johnson. Worked out well for us, right?
Yeah.
And then Will Dawkins, we traded a pick to get the 21st pick and a second round draft pick, and we sent them the guard from Florida that won the March Madness the prior year. So it would be 20. Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but in return, we got Will Riley and Jameer Watkins, right? Jameer Watkins strapped up Darren Peterson in Summer League. Will Riley just dropped a 30 ball on 6 of 8 from 3 in the last Summer League game.
I'll make you spin your upper lip.
And he's essentially a 6'10" guard. Because at the second half of the season, when they started sitting niggas so we could lose more games, he was running the point and running it effectively. So all I'm saying
always
is
gonna have respect for somebody that can run point.
So all I'm saying
Point
is, bro,
different.
We have beef with Charlotte fans. I don't know how crazy the beef's gonna be this year because LaMelo's gone. So
that was probably the crux of it.
Yeah, but
him and Miles is the most animated characters over there.
See, but it really started in Summer League because they beat us in like the Summer League championship or some shit last year. And so they took that as like their playoff win or some shit because they never won a playoff series. But that's neither here nor there. But
not since Larry Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
Not since Grandma.
Steven Jackson was on the team. But
it's not stacked.
Yeah. But
that's not as old as I was talking about, but shit.
Yeah. So
that wasn't yesterday.
It's just the Wizards. And we signed Pat Ewing.
Chewing.
Come on, man. Is once we're really good, I'm going to be insufferable. I just want you to know that.
I'm joining you.
Yeah. And it's cool. Because you know what? I held down the fort.
No, and I know. And so without my job, right, is when it's time to talk shit, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you'll provide me with statistics.
I have the analytics
and facts.
Yeah.
But if you want someone to say something outlandish in front of a mass of people in public,
yeah, that's you.
I'm your guy. Here I am.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Because on average, and maybe I'm talking a little crazy, but on average, 60% of the rooms I walk into, and I feel like I'm being nice because I don't want to fight extra. You niggas don't want to fight.
I don't think anybody wants to fight.
And you don't want to fight a 6 foot, almost 200-pound nigga.
Yeah.
So, what? Why you looking at me like that?
You're almost 2?
I'm at any given day 190, 185.
Really?
Yeah.
You carry it well. I had you at like 175, 180.
Nah, no. We could put a scale right now.
It's not that serious.
I'm definitely.
I trust that you
even
know,
if I didn't eat today, I'm over 180. I promise you.
I trust
I'm
you
with.
know your
I'll
body.
put it this way. I'm within at any time. I'm
You-
within 20 pounds of 200 pounds.
Yeah, you carry it well.
Yeah, no, thank you. But I'm tall, and my feet are big. Like it's not. I'm not a pudgy fellow.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have large feet, big hands,
Yeah,
a
but I
reasonably
just-
large head.
Yeah, I just always had you at like 180, 185.
Well, that puts me.
What you talking about? You're right. You're right. But you said you were pushing 2, and I was like, whoa.
Well, it depends.
Yeah.
Like, if was I with wifey this weekend? Were we eating good? Was it a celebration?
Yeah,
Because then I might be 197.
yeah.
But then if it wasn't, I could be 184.
Were you on your feet at the theater this week? Like,
Yeah, like I swing from.
fluctuation.
It's a 17-pound swing roughly.
What Raymond said? Situations will arise.
Yeah, situations. Yeah. So
So shout out to the Wizards. We're making
Wiz
the playoffs.
kids, yes.
We're going to a playoff game this year,
Yes.
and we gotta be there for the home opener.
Okay. When is that?
They haven't released the schedule yet,
All right. Well, you let me know. Let's figure it out.
and
Let's do it.
I'm going to be in the building. I don't care where I gotta be at.
I'm not gonna lie. If we plan this appropriately for when the tickets drop, we might could be in a suite.
We could do that. I will wholeheartedly do that.
Nigga, I've ended up in a suite on accident before.
Let's do it.
Like I went to take baby girl to a Wizards game.
Mhm.
No, a Mystics game. And I wasn't paying attention and bought the tickets that like the price point match where I wanted to be
Mhm.
quickly. We were in a suite.
Shout out to the Mystics. The Mystics, young and turned. They're playing good basketball.
But we were at the phone booth. We weren't at the little joint.
Yeah, they're coming back to the phone booth next year.
They need to.
Yeah.
Also, I don't ever want to let the phone booth title die, because kids need to remember that phone booths existed. And I think it's just really cool to say, yeah, nah, they put like, it's like saying I pulled up at the Garden or I pulled up at Staples.
See, but like, so
I pulled up to the phone booth and dropped 30. Sounds way cooler.
yeah, so Cluse and I call it the bank now
I'm cool with that too.
because
Pull up to the bank. I just needed to have a cool name.
Yeah, but the problem is Steve Buckhantz and Phil Chenier aren't calling games anymore. That's the real problem. But yeah, so that's enough Wizards talks for today. We have to talk about Caitlin Clark and the GOP putting out legislation.
Floponomics.
Yeah, and it's like, what are we doing, right?
Floponomics.
The GOP, there's 11 Republican / MAGA senators that put out legislation to protect Caitlin Clark, right? And it's well documented if you look at video that she's flopping all the time. And the thing is with
She's an Old Navy SEAL.
and the thing with Caitlin Clark is she talks shit but can't back it up because she can't play defense.
And that's why she's an Old Navy SEAL.
Yeah. And so
She is the flight of the flip flopper.
shout out. That was a great
Shout
night.
out to the flip flopper, because we love you, and it wasn't your fault. And we
It's not.
apologize.
It's not your fault. We
fully understand your plight, and we want you to know that we wish we supported you then and understood it the way we do now.
yeah.
But yeah, you keep flopping.
She would you always say the first one through the wall is always the bloodiest?
I would say she's the second. We didn't know that at the time. At the time, I would have said she was the first. I'm not. Not on air.
Okay, all right.
We can talk about it on the ride.
All right, bet. But yeah, no. So, but the crazy part is, my biggest beef with this whole Caitlin Clark situation is, one, she's not even the best point guard on her team.
No.
Kelsey Mitchell is averaging 25 this season. Caitlin Clark is averaging 20.
And she's
cool, but she's turning the ball over she has the most turnovers.
What's her net positive points?
She's in the negative. She has a negative,
and that's what we need to really look at.
And she has the most turnovers in the league this season, and she's the worst defensive player in the league.
Yeah,
because they just ISO her and then just go straight to the hoop.
Yeah, because she don't move them feet.
She can't.
They plan it unless they're always playing it. Because she's expecting to shoot a jump shot.
And her efficiency is so bad. Like, you'll look at the box score. She's like, oh, Caitlin Clark had 18. She had 20 tonight. But it's on 7 of 26 shooting.
Yeah. 9 of 36. Get it out of here.
Bro, her career, she's shooting 32% from 3. You should not be shooting that many threes.
You're not expected to at that percentage.
And the last thing on the WNBA. I can't believe I'm saying this. Younger Mitchell would not believe I'm saying this. But we have to get Candace Parker out of here. That's
the last thing I was expecting you to say.
She's turning into a coon, bro.
That's crazy.
Because I understand she has a podcast with Aaliyah Boston, who is Caitlin Clark's teammate. But it's just terrible. Like, what her commentary on the game is, her hate for Asia Wilson is insane. I don't understand what the beef is between them two, but for her to say that Aaliyah Boston should be MVP over Asia Wilson at the halfway mark is insane. Because Aaliyah Boston is not the best player on her team. It's Kelsey Mitchell. Right?
Exactly.
And Asia Wilson puts the Las Vegas Aces on her back
every night,
day in and day out.
And they still barely make it across the finish line.
They got the second best record in the league, but it's like, damn, it's a dogfight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm putting you on my back and we still not crossing, then it's like,
yeah, but I understand you're going to ride for your co-host as much as I ride for you. Pause. And
yeah, please don't ride for you.
Yeah, as much as I would, as much as
I'll be like,
yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But
don't do that.
as much as as every opportunity I have to big you up and to make you like, yo, give this nigga his flowers, and you do the same for me.
No,
it's also realistic, right? Aaliyah Boston should not be in anybody's MVP conversation.
No, I wouldn't set you up for failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And then putting the Indiana Fever coach for coach of the year.
No.
And they're barely in the playoffs?
No.
Are you serious?
No. No.
They're the 7 seed. And you know who the 8 seed is?
The fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. I just was like, who knocking?
But yeah, nah. It's just. But yeah, man, nah. We got to figure out this Caitlin Clark shit out because we can't let this go on anymore. Between the flopping and white people just being racist. Like, we have to, and she's not saying anything about it. And there's plenty of white people who like.
I think that's my biggest beef is that she's silent.
Yeah, and there's plenty of
because you could either calm them down or turn them up, and you're choosing to do neither.
Yeah,
which I think is a problem. You got to pick a side.
Nah, and
like,
it was.
Do you think they're bugging or not?
I can't remember the young lady's name last season, and the MAGA crew were really riding for her super crazy because she was, a straight white woman in the
stripes.
Yeah, and she was like, "Yo, I'm not MAGA. I'm just Republican. I don't agree with Trump."
I think that's a real thing.
And I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to Republicanality.
Yeah, nah.
Because I'm not opposed to differing positions or opinions, right?
You just can't be MAGA.
But I can't. When you MAGA, it's like
you're a cult.
I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just like, this is what I'm on.
Yeah,
and that's because T Daddy said it. And I don't respect
Shout out
that.
Solo.
I don't respect the T Daddy decision.
Shout
I
out
do respect
Solo. I
a
forgot
thought.
about that.
I don't respect a T Daddy thought though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
With that being said, bro.
That's all I got.
Yeah, we did. I think we did it all.
Yeah. What song we gonna leave out with?
You gonna be mad at me. Because if you leave it to me, I'm playing something off the T.I. album.
I'm not mad at that.
All right.
It's just I just didn't really like the entirety of the album like that. But I feel
how,
like
how did you feel about Mr. Him Is Here?
that wasn't a bad one.
Okay. Well, that's what we're gonna do then. With that being said, y'all, this has been the Baseline Podcast. I know we didn't give y'all the usual rundown, but it's been a while, so we had to do some other things.
I really haven't seen this nigga in like a month and a half.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since Roots Picnic.
Literally since I got on the train leaving from Philly, I haven't seen this man.
Yeah, and we see each other often.
Weekly.
Yeah, and you didn't put up the Fresh Produce either, so that's that.
Oh, last Thursday?
Yeah, I was there.
You wasn't at the last Fresh Produce.
That's also true. I'm look,
Come on, man. Don't throw me under the bus.
I only spoke on my truth.
He's been hanging out with that lady too much.
I love that lady. That lady is fine. With that being said, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here, man. This has been the Baseline Podcast. I have no idea what episode number this is, but I'll tell y'all in.
I think it's 299.
I feel like I'm not gonna say it because that would make me seem like I said it or like I knew.
I just know that the anniversary.
We're in the 295 to 300.
The
space.
anniversary episode is coming up soon. Just to let you know.
Yeah, no, I know 300 is coming, and it won't be in a new space, but it's okay.
But also July.
And shout out to the bitch ass niggas. I just want to say it. Shout out to the bitch ass niggas on that new studio I was working on.
But
Cause I love when niggas show up as exactly who they are, and I can be like, you know what, I'm cool.
But I'm not even gonna co-sign you on that because I have no dealings with that. But
No, I don't need you to.
But all
I'll
I'm
stand on
saying,
that.
all I'm saying is, our first ever episode was the end of July. Can't remember if it's the 30th, 31st, in that space. But it's come up on the anniversary.
Yeah.
Of 9 years.
Yeah, no, the show existence is very close.
Yeah, we gotta actually hold on.
We're gonna do something spectacular, and
Yeah,
it's not gonna be for you niggas.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be for me and Tim.
yeah.
So don't expect a party or nothing because we're not doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here. As we do every week on this show. Young Mitchell, can you tell them people what to do?
Close them doors.
You know it.
Step back, doors closing.
Never chase bread, chase the vision. Make your word when you say it, be the business. No cap, God am a witness. Success feel better independent. 9/11 at the Valley Atlantic. Big Master P vibe, no limit. Ballin' hard on another hemisphere. Somebody tell them people Mr. Him is here.
First of all, we live.